And I see, year after year, I'm sitting with beings from all over the world who are drawn to this understanding. I said a few days ago that sometimes it surprised me. Why so many? Because in older times, not so many people would be for this knowledge. It was very difficult to find someone, or even if you found them, to be accepted to be a student for this knowledge, because it really challenged the very root of the ego itself, and many people cannot bear it, you see? But on the other side, it leads to the timeless reality. It is not, in some paths, the ego is allowed to participate in the search, and he gets something from the search. Yes, I'm doing good, I'm getting better, now I can meditate for 6 hours without stopping, I'm having intuition, whatever I dream comes true, and the ego will still be there. In this path, from the beginning, it is questioned, who is this one even, who is beginning on the journey, and some discomfort come. Still, I wondered why so many people come. Then saying maybe internet, yes. So many people can just go and put enlightenment, and people come up, so many teachers also speak about it. So the initial interest is big, but who will finish where they started? Because when you go, you see, you start like this and you begin to discover also that there are different levels also where the I have existed in some shadow. And in this path, it's all coming up. It's coming up like some kind of detox is coming up. That whatever it is that is not in service to the fullness of your truth, it will begin to get exposed. It is like it cannot hide. It is like thieves in a glass house. So these things, they're coming up, and then there's discomfort because we have a long-standing relationship with personality. And we even believe and refer to ourselves as this personality. And then the personality which is strongly shaped out of mind and thought and habit, it starts to behave now like it's a separate entity from yourself who is going to punish you. How dare you want to be free from me? Huh. Let's see. You see, for some people, sometimes it doesn't take that look. Depending on your nature and temperament, doubts will come, or negative sensations and feelings come, and you'll forget that you're able to observe these, and from the place of observing, there's nothing, there's no content, there's no history, there's no person. So you can see the waves coming up of resistance and doubts and negativity, but you can hold your ground as the undivided seer of them, and they pass as all things do. Time pass. Relationships, all different things are subject to change. You're just observing this, and yet it is as though a tremendous power, force is coming to sabotage and to sink your ship of freedom. It's like this. But all this is dream, but you don't know it is dream. In the moment it feels like, oh, why so difficult, I can't do it, and my mind is even more bad than before. Before it was, nuisance. Now it's terrorist. Oh, tsunami, your mind is there. But you are able to transcend all of that. So I listened to your letter. All the things you say, they are so true in the experience of transcendence. You, at least at first, you spoke very much like I told you what happened when I came before Papaji. You know, you come, you have some ego left, but you think you don't. You come before the Master, and the ego wants to be, aha, you've come. The Master says, yeah, you've come. I've been waiting for you, my son. Ah, look. And then he chop you, chop, chop, chop. And then somehow, and then this love attraction turns to hatred. Yeah, he's not the true Master. You didn't notice me. And all this kind of stuff is going to come. Can you bear this? You see, it's going to come. This is the price of freedom. That all the stuff that we have absorbed, impressions which are not true, that we were not able to discern if they were true or not, they were imbibed inside our being. And now by grace, you have come to a place to awaken to the fullness of yourself, and these energies, they come, and they will come for a while. They will make their biggest fight. But what is in you as truth is infinitely greater than all of these things. But because you don't know it, and because we tend to identify with the lower self, with the person and so on, we are more inclined to believe the sensations, the emotions, the feelings, the thoughts that come up in that moment. It is as though we are hypnotized by the mind force, like that. And so all that is happening to you are the sign in a way that you are under grace itself is with you. Because this thing you will transcend. Maybe if you had not chosen this path, or you were not brought, I say chosen, brought, that somehow you may have a smoother journey. You don't have to be shaken up because you're cooperating and we are still feeling, I'm going somewhere, but you're still retaining ego. You're still retaining the ego identity, and nobody's pointing it out. But here it is being pointed out. So it feels under threat. It feels like, oh, I'm dying. Many people in satsang, you go for appointment at the doctor is full of satsang people thinking that they're dying. Yeah? There's, I feel still I'm dying, and doctor check, nothing's wrong with you. But the thought is taking the form of death, I'm dying. Something is dying, death is dying, lie is dying. But in that moment it feels like, I'm lost, I don't know where I am, and so on. I'm telling you ahead of time, so that when these things, if they do come, they don't come for everyone in the same way, that you will remember, and the invitation is such a powerful tool and friend of grace, to remind you. This is why I say it's so important now, because you are awakening to the truth of what you are without doing so much spiritual gymnastics and torturing yourself and all this kind of stuff. Every path has its benefit. Everything is contributing. If you are sincere, even if you went on a path that's not ultimately so great, you may have to taste that, and gradually it will find. Grace will guide you to the right place. But you who have come here, and you are experiencing, in fact, a backlash from the mind stuff. It has to happen. Everyone who awakens to the truth experiences this. You may think it's only you, but they experience this resistance, doubt, fear, judgment, hatred,
It's in
resistance.
the body also sometimes.
Yes, very much in the body. It will be present, and it will feel like this is the evidence of truth. Look, I can feel it. I'm sweating. Also, I feel like I'm going to die. All this stuff. The mind can take that shape also. And I want to say, actually, gradually as you somehow mature more deeply into self-recognition, you will start to accept these seeming attacks as opportunities to transcend. When we have identity, you feel like you are on your own, you're being beaten, and why did I do this? It's not my path, and so on and so. The sister came the other day and she said, listen, after a while her mind came and she decided, listen, I'm not going to follow him anymore. I'm done with him. I don't like him even. No? It will come like that. But what happened is that something there, why did you come back the next day? Was it the next day you came back after this thing came up? You had an opening, you see, whoa. But all these are just movements appearing like clouds in the sky. They are coming because you were now identified in your sky being. So you could bear the clouds passing, even lightning and thunder clouds are passing and everything is passing. But you had found a place that was not passing and was not affected by the traffic of the mind and the emotions. You saw this. But then suddenly or unexpectedly, boom, something comes. And doubts come. All these things come. Still, you did not run away. You came back. You listened again. And what happened? Gradually things began to, again, the truth it becomes more clear again for you. You will experience these waves, sometimes full grace, oh, so much joy, peace, so beautiful. Another moment comes, you're having some kind of anxiety, some fear, some doubts are coming, you know. I see you looking at me like, I see all these things, and watching all this stuff coming and going. And then a refocusing happens and you see, but it's nothing. It's just the mind, it's just the mind. And another moment, like these waves come. But gradually, something behind is with you. A silence is becoming much more prevailing in you, like that, you see. You stay with it. You stay with it. I said at the beginning, I have seen so many people come. And many of them, they don't come back. You have found the most important discovery in the human kingdom. You found that which has transcended the world. Even it doesn't transcend anything, it is beyond. You found that. But you also have a dynamic sense of self also, have family relationships, things to have a job, things to do and like that. Are you to abandon all these? No, no. But they will come into your satsang and they will be guided from your center like that. You see? And don't try and work it out anything in your head. Everything will unfold naturally, spontaneously. You continue to trust and look and sit inside your silence. Keep confirming. Gradually, gradually you're getting stronger and stronger, emptier and emptier. And even if the mind came like a tsunami, it will not overcome. You will come to see that whatever is happening in the mind is not a judgment against this. It was only, when I say this psychological attacks from the mind is not against your pure self, but against the idea you have of who you are. And so the one comes to see this and say, in fact, you know, it is actually good. Because at least it's attacking the idea of myself so that I can see where the lie, I'm still holding on to lies and untruth. You make use of them. When I say the wise person makes a house out of the stones, with the stones his enemies throw at him, your views are going to keep changing, getting higher and higher. In the end, you will have no enemies. You will have no enemies at all. You see, everything has been contributing to your awakening. But when we are in a lower state of consciousness, when we are deeply identified with personhood, you will have bullets coming from everywhere. This is happening. But as you mature and transcend, and the power of discernment gets much more acute, these energies will subside in their strength. And you will feel that just the joy now begins to come. The peace is there. The silence is there. Wisdom is with you, like that. Are you aware of this stillness? That even something just somehow surrenders your existence to existence. Everything is unfolding, but you are not unfolding. You are like the lights, the conscious awareness in which all this is appearing, dancing, disappearing, but you are the constant, in fact. And yet none of them can be without you, the perceiver of them.